Alright, so in the other video we talk about the principles of level design and how you can apply these tips and tricks to your levels so you can have really nice level designs. So what's the next step actually? So the thing you need to do is basically decorate this thing, right? And there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And we will talk about visual guidelines. So this is our environment. And let's say this is the blockout of the level designer. Or maybe you're the level designer, so you need to do more work now. So we need to guide the player using lines here. Nice lines, nice flow lines that he can clearly see what's going on. One of the big mistakes that developers have at the beginning is that they just put like everything just to decorate. And what you have is basically maybe an environment that looks good, but the player doesn't know where to go. So we're gonna focus on environments for games. So let's say this is your RPG game and this is your objective. Just say your action RPG. So let's go to our mega scans. Actually, I have some collections for rocks here. So let's try to bring those here. And let's start with the big shapes first. So just like that. Big shape here. Just big shape here. Don't need to worry about the overlap. No need to worry about many things. We can scale this one and then go here. Alright, something like that. Maybe scale it down. Okay, so we're basically using the same cleave to create our environment. So just like that. Alright. Maybe like this. Very repetitive process. We're going to duplicate this one. Alright, we're gonna just keep doing the same over and over again. You may think that okay, this is the same asset, but really it's really hard to tell it's the same one. So you really don't have to worry about this stuff. So we just need to follow, that contour, right? Just like that. Okay, maybe something like this. And if the player is not gonna see it, then the rule is that it doesn't matter. So let's do the same here. Let's create something like that. Alright. Oh, now we have something. So let's play our game. What's going on here exactly? Well, we have these big shapes. Brilliant. And, you know, kind of look here where these big shapes are. And you have this part that you don't really want to show. So let's use another mesh for this one. And also, like, this part has a problem. Let's change the lighting a little bit. Maybe increase the intensity here. Maybe by 3. Alright, looks much better. So if it's a little bit narrow, but why it doesn't feel okay? There's a couple of reasons for that. And is that we have this big element and we don't have any small element next to it. So let's grab another one. Let's say let's go to our rocks. Maybe this one. So let's just say we have this medium element here that doesn't blend because it doesn't have the same color. So let's try this one. Okay. So let's put it something like that. Alright. Just like that. Doesn't really blend that much, but it's something. So let's just use it. Okay, let's see our environment now. Now it feels a little bit better because we have this big rock and this medium rock. So what we need to do is just add some smaller rock. Actually, I'm gonna change this big rock here. I'm gonna put this one. just like that. I'm gonna increase the scale a little bit. Okay, there you go. Now you have something like this. So if we start our game, we have this medium rock and then this big rock. Now what we need, it's of course smaller rock. So we are gonna grab one of this and we're gonna place it like this. So let's change the lining here so we can see it. Okay, so just like that, we can place this one into position and just keep doing that until we have something here. Okay, so let's do the same here. Don't need to worry about tiling because, you know, everything will be changed eventually. And look at that, now we have something. Now we have like this small rock, this medium rock, and this big rock here that actually looks very nice. So what you want to do is essentially the same for this part. So let's grab this one and let's just put this one here. And let's just grab some smaller elements. Let's just say we want to put the medium here. And I'm not gonna do the same process all over and over because it will take a lot of time. But let's just say that you repeat the same. And we did need to do the same here, so let's grab this one and maybe something like this. Well, maybe something like that. And here we can also use the same one, and you can actually rotate it a little bit, just like that. Don't want to narrow the space because this was our block out basically, and yes, it will be a little bit narrow, but it's all about your gameplay. If you want to make this space, then you need to move these rocks. So now we have something more interesting. So what do we do here? Well, we can basically create a path for the player to look at here. So let's start doing that. What we can do is maybe this one. So let's put this rock here and maybe we can place it here. Alright, maybe like this, so that you can have a line here that points into this direction. And let's take another rock here and let's try to block this area so that the player doesn't go here. So let's try to block this area here, just like that. Okay, a little bit bigger. Alright, and we're gonna do the same here, just like that. Alright, so now we have blocked this area, and what we want to do is to basically create a path. And one of the most useful ways to create a path is by foliage. So if we go to our foliage one, let's add a foliage plant. Let's add these ones here. Alright, this one should do. So we gonna go to the settings and then we're gonna paint. So let's change the size here a little bit. And here what we're gonna do is to basically paint only in the areas where we want the player to go, to create a path. And just like that, you're creating a path for your player. Very, very cool. Okay, so just by doing that, you have like a path here. And you can do the same here because these plants don't have collision, then you will be good to go if you just place them here. Of course, you can change the material and all of that, but let's just keep going. Let's keep adding more elements into our scene. So let's play with this rock a little bit. So let's try to create some really nice shapes. Let's start with the big ones here. So maybe something like that. Yeah, maybe something like that. Okay, maybe that can work. Could work. Let's add some other rocks. Maybe more cliff. We need to add more cliff. So let's go here and go to our cliff here. Don't worry about the clipping. Okay. Okay, just like that. And this one has open faces, so what we need to do is to basically create another one here for this area, just this part here, just like that, so that we cover this area. Actually, this one can go the whole way, and that can work. So let's just move this one down, just like that. Alright, so let's increase the height of this one. You don't really want to check much intersections. So there you go. Like a lot of these elements are pointing into this direction, which is what we want. Let's try to put something more iconic. So let's go to our props maybe, and maybe we can play with this one here a little bit. Like it's kind of altar here, very big. So let's remove this one, and let's just play with this for now. And all of this can be refined later. Like if you say, oh, the textile density, all this stuff, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So just play with the elements here a little bit, and then something like this. And maybe, wow, if it has like a big sword here. I don't know, just thinking. Something like that. Okay, maybe that can work. Of course, you can change it later, but it's a good idea to have something in place so that you can have a look of what kind of things you have. Maybe one of these statues? We can have a look. Alright, so maybe like this? Maybe something like this. Or maybe this one goes here. Okay, let's remove the cross and let's put this big statue here. Okay, and what you can do is maybe exaggerate this a little bit and increase the scale. Actually, you can get really crazy with this and really scale by a lot here. Something like that. Maybe not too much. Who knows? Alright, so we play with the lighting. You can see your objective very clearly here. So let's try to do some more things before we wrap it up. So basically what we want to do is to keep creating this path. So let's just grab one of this, and again, it can be any asset, but the main idea is that you create a path for the player, and later you can refine little by little the things you like, the things you don't like. And of course, if the environment it's a little bit tight, you can always change the assets a little by little, so don't worry about that. Okay, just something like that. And then you may want to place some smaller elements here. Let's see here. Let's move it a little bit. Alright, so just like that. Just like that. Okay, move it here. Okay, just increase the scale. Alright, so let's do the same. So let's create like a path here. Okay. Alright. Cool. So let's rotate this one a little bit. There you go. Now you have something. Let's try to play our game to see how it feels. So we start here. Of course we cannot go anywhere, so we put the meshes here, and we have our path. We can clearly see our objective. Maybe this rock can move a little bit, so you can also polish this area. But let's just say you play your game and you realize, okay, let's just move this one a little bit and just rotate it, so that you can have something more like this, pointing into this direction. That can work. So let's say you play your game and it's like, okay, everyone is like pointing into that direction. So yeah, this is our way so we can, you know, let's select this mesh here, this floating mesh here that was in our previous path. So this is why it's so important to not go into details so often, so that you can, make big changes on the fly. So it's just the same here. And with this one, we will wrap up this video. Maybe we will continue working on this to continue showing like the fundamentals of set dressing your environments. It's a very quick and dirty way to deal with this. So that's it. So we take a look at the big, medium, and small elements. We took a look at the line and the composition, and of course the main point of interest that needs to stand out. How we can guide the player by just following the path, so we can guide him and follow the right direction, right? Without really messing up our original level design that we did before. So if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, share it with a friend that you may think this video will come interested to him. And if you got any questions, just let us know in the comments below. We may do a video about it, solving your doubts. And if you need some help and you're making a game, check the links below in the description so you can get some free stuff for your games in your development journey. And I'll see you in the next one.